Hello everybody, and in this video we're going to look at making an automatic switch for something like a spin, flight mode or rate, or it could be used for flick rolls, maybe you call them snap rolls. So the idea is that you would have a combination of controls such as full up elevator and full rudder that you are never going to use except when you want to do this particular maneuver. And so the logic switches would sense that and provide you with a switch you can use to change your rates or flight modes. The advantage to this is you don't have to remember to move the physical switch on the run into a maneuver. You don't have to try and hurry to switch it off again after the maneuver. Particularly useful if you're doing something like a very extreme rates during a spin. And then as soon as you centralize the controls, or at least come off full control, your elevator goes back to its normal soft mode and there's no risk of you pulling too much elevator and spinning the model on the pull out. And the reason for this video now is that actually I originally did it in the year 2020, but since then Jeti has released some very good software upgrades, and one of them put a lot more features into logical switches, and that has made it much easier and neater to do it in a different way to the video I originally made in 2020, which I will now delete and replace with this video. Please do subscribe to the channel, hit the like button for this video if you like it, and press the notification bell so you get notified of any more videos that I release. Don't worry, you are not going to be swamped with constant binging notifications, because I release very few videos nowadays. Most of them have all been done. But if you do all that, then it lets YouTube know that these are popular videos, and if a new Jeti user comes along and tries searching for help on Jeti, then YouTube would bring my videos up more easily. I would like to say, of course, that I'm sponsored by some fine Italian espresso and McVitie's hobnobs, or some similar chocolate biscuit, but I'm not. So if you would like to contribute to me doing these videos, there is a link in the description box below for a PayPal, and you can help contribute to my espresso and chocolate biscuit fund. If you do, thank you ever so much. And now on with the show. So what we want to do is go into our advanced properties, logical switches, it's logic switch 1, give it a name if you want, of course. Come down here and control 1, move the desired control. So I'll move my elevator. I need it to be proportional, like that, not that one. That gives us a single switch point, but we need two switch points, one at full down and one at full up elevator. So toggle around to that one, say OK, and very importantly then come across here. This is where we're going to tell the logic switch to use outside either end. And there we are, almost. If you imagine X is the control stick we're using, the vertical bars are the limits it will reach. The next little symbol says less than. So if the stick is inside the limits, it will switch on. We don't want that one. We want this next one. See, it's gone to a is greater than symbol. So if the X, that's the stick, is outside, that is greater than, those two vertical bars, which is the limits, it will switch on. That's good. So that's the one we want. We'll lock that in and we'll pick a number, say 90%. And therefore, if the control goes beyond 90% stick, that will switch on. Come down here and we'll just do the same with the rudder. I'll move the rudder, set it to that, say OK, come along here, oops, set the same type, go for 90% as well. And then we can come down here and the condition is and. So when both sticks go beyond 90%, it will switch on. And I've managed to make a little error here because I moved the throttles at the same time as I moved the rudder. So I'll clear that out. There, it's the rudder I want. There. So when P2 and P3 both exceed 90%, it will switch on. Now, if I zoom out, there we are, you can see here's my rudder. If I pull full up elevator, it will stay switched off. But when I get to full rudder either way, it switches on. And the same with full down elevator, rudder either way, switches on. Say OK to that. And now we have logic switch 1, which can be used in things like switching your flight modes, or if you just wanted, you could switch your dual rates. Let's just pop it into the dual rate for a moment. On the, we'll use the elevator because that's more relevant. So the switch is logic switch 1. Say OK to that. The logic switch is off at the moment, as we can see. If I pull full elevator and rudder, it will switch on. Now, with the logic switch off, of course, we'd be at a lower rate. So we can come down here, give ourselves a low rate, and when we pull the elevator and rudder to the maximum, then logic switch 1 will switch on, and bingo, our elevator goes full rate. The moment we release the sticks, we're back to low rate for the pull out or whatever. Have fun with that, folks.